In a world oversaturated with other people's opinions, what is needed now is more opinions! Alex and the Garbage Man!
They're back! The man without the masks!
That's such a great song.
It's such an awesome song!
Are you doing your Stevie Wonder?
Yeah. I just called to say I love you. Ha ha! Very funny, motherfucker! I heard that shit you say. Ha ha ha! Oh, you Eddie Murphy. Fuck! No, what happens next? Stevie Wonder falls and hit a tree. Ha ha! Very funny, motherfucker. Mother's got a wooden leg with a kickstand on it. Bitch got a mouth on the back of her neck. Chew skull like this.
That is class. That will never die.
Never. Just shut the fuck up and take the wood. I heard that shit.
Hey, it's Old Man Lissick.
Oh man, and Mr. Gardner. Chad's like, what the fuck? I don't get called Mr. Lissick.
No, because I don't know why, but I like the ring that Old Man Lissick has to it. It's kind of like Liberal Media. That's a band name. Old Man Lissick and the Liberal Media. They can sing show tunes or lounge music or something.
Oh no, yeah, no. Yeah, I
Hey,
can
Brody.
see like yeah, Chad's like sitting behind the fucking piano. Wearing like pink leisure suit. There's the redneck.
Hey, he's back.
Jesus. Yeah, like and he's got like the big frills.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's singing like Will Ferrell when he does Robert Goulet. Have you never seen Will Ferrell doing Robert Goulet?
I can't say that I have.
You need to go look at I think, yeah, I'd be on YouTube because he did it on like Saturday Night Live and stuff. He does Robert Goulet sings. So, no, that was Saturday Night Live, yes. But he does it on like Conan or something. But on Saturday Night Live, he does Robert Goulet does like rap hits. And he sings like Big Papa by Biggie Smalls and shit.
Wow.
Yeah, like we're talking, we're gonna get to this subject, but we're talking about that line that was here. And they've pulled that line back. Well, that's about here by today's standards. Like, yeah, bad shit. So,
Hey, Jen.
but yeah, no, chat. And then he'd have to have and he'd also have to have the Harry Carey hair that Will Ferrell had in Saturday Night Live. And he was like, hey, Cubs win. No, you remember when he did the space show with Jeff Goldblum? No, fuck. Man, I'm really dating myself. Does anybody else remember that? The space show, when it was Will Ferrell was doing Harry Carey, goes like the outer space. Anyways, spinning wheels here. Sup? You like stuff?
Stuff, yes. We talked about stuff on the previous episode.
Dude, so me and my friend were in a discussion about the best Simpsons like scene. And not like a whole episode, but like a piece of Simpsons. And he sent me the trampoline scene when Homer's like, a trampoline, and he fucking runs off, right? And remember, he smashes the guy off the road trying to get to the trampoline. That was his. Mine is the one when Homer gets kicked out of Moe's for the stupid jokes, for like the salt on the table. And then like this exact twin comes in. He's like, hello, gentlemen. Like, Homer, get out of here. Homer? Oh, he's like, may I trouble you for a drink? We know it's you, Homer. Get out of here. Homer? Who's Homer? I am Don Incognito. And they beat him up and they throw him out of the bar. And he's laying on the ground. And Homer's like, oh my God, it's my exact double. Oh my God, that dog has a puffy tail. Here, doggy, here. And he runs off fucking Guy Incognito. That's my fun. And this is just the way my brain works. My poor wife. We're driving home from Lethbridge, and music's on, and we're kind of done talking. We talked all the way up and numbers, and I was like, just randomly, you know, hon, the best Simpsons scene, and I say that, and she looks at me. She's like, I can't believe I married you. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, just it's like a heavy metal cartoon in my brain. It really is. Because it's just like squirrel, and it's just, the conversation's gone.
Yeah.
Right. And then, you know, kind of like the show, and then it kind of veers back to where, you know, we took a bunch of side roads, got lost, Alex got robbed, but we're back on the main road, and we're where we were supposed to be 25 minutes ago. Right?
Hey, Corey.
So,
you know, both Ryan and Corey were absent the last week.
Corey was out on the Great Big Sea. I'm kind of concerned where Ryan was, though.
Yeah. Poor Kim.
Poor Kim, you're right. But hey, let's not forget something. I did voluntarily marry McDonough.
Hope
right?
your in-laws aren't listening.
Oh no, they'll agree. You know what my father-in-law said to me? Like once we got married, yeah, no take back. She's yours now.
Oh,
so,
hey, Trev.
That's right, Mr. Garner. 43 more sleeps. Another simple solution hits the Corn Fest stage. Fuck.
Had no data in Mackenzie. What is it, 1999 there? I remember when we still had dial-up.
I know. I see people bitching on the Mackenzie page all the time just about how ghetto the internet is in Mackenzie.
That's so fucked.
Well, and that was actually so like me and my buddy Rob, he's really into Bitcoin and like Ethereum and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So of course we've done the lotto talk, and he has a lot of Ethereum, right? And he's like, yeah, I think I'd get a place out of town. And I'm like, what about the internet? He's like, oh, is the internet service not good? And I'm like, well, I've heard it's kind of dicey when you get away. He's like, all right, I'll live close enough to town to make sure that I could still get fucking speed internet, right? Like, but in all fairness to Rogers is brutal everywhere. I remember when I had my Rogers phone back in like 2009 or something like that, it was horrible. And then even Ashley just got off of it a couple of years ago, and it was like she's in her house and the phone will just drop the call. It's like, what is this fucking, like, this is like 2-3 years ago. I'm like, what is it, 2007? And you're just dropping calls? Like, fuck.
Then again, technology does take time to catch up.
It's funny how I remember like two of my technological events were actually, you were a part of them. The first time someone got Rocket Internet, I think you were one of the first, your dad was one of the first people to sign up for it.
Rocket Internet at the time would have been 56, I think.
I think it was called Rocket Internet. It was like the high speed was Rocket. And I remember, I think you guys were one of the first ones. I remember that. And then I remember the first time I saw an MP3 player was it was a Discman style, and me and you had went to Brad Harker's place in Prince George.
Yes.
And I saw, that's when I saw it. It was a Blue Curtis, I believe. Isn't it funny just how you remember shit, right? So
yeah.
Am I shot out of a cannon? Oh, okay. I'll dial it back a bit.
Well, he spelled Cannon like Nick Cannon's last name, so that's kind of a.
You're a groupie. You like Nick Cannon's wang.
And that's sad, Mackenzie. But then again, stringing fiber from Prince George to Mackenzie, that is not cheap.
That would be a hell of a job.
Yeah,
like just to think. Like and actually you say that, and I remember just outside of town they just put a bunch of power lines up, and I remember how long it took them to do that, and that was only a couple kilometers. Like, could you imagine how long that would take?
Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
I remember back in the day, 2003, 2004, 2005 even, with regards to movies. And the movie quality was crap back then. It was like AVI. We didn't have MP4s at that point. And AVIs, the quality had to be 240 or 360 at the most.
Yeah, it was horrible.
And getting a movie was a good 2 to 3 days. Mm-hmm. So my computer would be on day and night, and I would be lucky to get 20 kilobytes per second. Lucky. And that was here almost 20 years ago.
I did actually hear about the shooting in Mackenzie. Did you hear about it?
No, what the hell?
I'll have to look it up, but I didn't really hear anything. It's shocking because I guess my dad just never leaves the house, so
so he's not going to be a shooting victim. He's going to look at it from his window.
No, but I talked to Dad. He didn't say anything about it, so
I bet he's the shooter then.
Yeah,
just shoots from his window or his porch.
Let me look it up here. Yeah, it was. Yeah, they've involved with drugs and kind of shit. Why the hell did I look at Town Dump? Never mind. Mackenzie shooting. There we go. Suspect in Mackenzie shooting on the Lam. A man is suspecting out a targeted shooting in Mackenzie is at large. Police are on the lookout for Emil Lavender Spellman, 40, in relation to the July 8th incident at a home in the community of about 3,800, 168 kilometers north of Prince George. RCMP were first alerted to when they were called to the community's hospital shortly before 2 p.m., where the man was suffering from a gunshot wound showed up. Dun, dun, dun. Spielman is suspected of pulling the trigger in what police described as a targeted attack and said the suspect and victim are known to each other. Dun, dun, dun. So, yeah. I don't know Spielman, so...
Me neither.
No.
I bet you could find him at the local 7-Eleven, though.
Yeah. I wonder who got shot. Does anybody know who got shot? That's a question inquiring minds want to know.
Information is slow to be released because the internet in Mackenzie is total crap.
We're still on dial-up.
We're still...
Oh, Midnight Star. That's where my song went. Well, you can read all about it in the weekly Midnight Star. They're keeping Hitler's brain alive inside a jar. Great song.
I saw that you changed your profile pictures for the show last week, and your friend had posted the video on, I want to say Twitch. No, not Twitch. Twitter. I think it was his Twitter, but I went to his page. I couldn't find it.
Which video?
The video of your performance.
It was terrible.
What?
Not the performance wasn't terrible, but the sound. We ended up being the first big band playing.
And that's who they used to work out all the kinks.
Yeah, it was not good. But, these are growing pains. They happen. We've been very fortunate because we've only had 2 big gigs. We've had a bunch of small ones in the bars. Nothing major. It was really nothing, just a couple songs. But our first one was the Pride in 2018, and we did the sound for it ourselves. It was all our stuff, and we had a sound guy, so it sounded great. Cornfest is always awesome. As a matter of fact, Mark will tell me who it is if he's still listening, but they're so good. They figured out the light pattern for they didn't know what songs we were doing, but they would kill the lights at the right time. It was fucking great. So the Cornfest has always got good sound, and then working out kinks, and it happens. Shit, they're not all gonna be great.
Yeah.
Performances, right? Or the sound, right? Sound Barrier does the sound for Cornfest. So I'm hoping that we can do another show for those guys. So, but we got to see. They're trying to organize something for Labor Day weekend, and sometimes that can be tricky to get, 5 guys' schedules to line up.
Yeah.
Right? So
I know the feeling, especially with the You Missed It podcast.
Hey, Turner, fuck off. Yeah, you, Corey, you prick. Sent me a picture of his dinner. It's all crab legs. That looks fucking amazing.
Wow, I was gonna jump in. He sent me a picture of his dick, and I was like, "Oh no!"
No, look at that. That looks awesome. Very nice. I bet you it was good, you dildo.
It was so good.
It was
How
so-
good was it?
That was fabulous.
$600 worth. Jesus, I bet that's what
$600.
that's what fiber would cost in Mackenzie if it was available. A
You
month.
know what? You're probably right. Yeah, a month. Let's see if I can find who the mechanic, who got shot. Back to that.
I'm sure you'll find it on some message board somewhere. Or rumors. Rumors are always true. You know Mackenzie.
Boulder. I said Mackenzie shooting victim. How the fuck am I in Boulder? Ow. That hurts. Who the fuck gets a pimple on their knee? Seriously.
Are you taking a picture of it?
No, I'm just trying to see what the fuck it is. Ow! 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 Fuck! Turn my flashlight off.
Trevor says photoshopped. Yep, I can tell by the pixels, right, Trev?
Right.
Yeah.
Ow. Hey, is Anne Murray still alive?
Who?
Anne Murray.
Who's that?
Canadian singing icon.
No idea.
I just saw someone named Murray, and that's where my brain went. Anne Murray. Let's say she was alive, but pretty impressive. Oh, she's still alive. Awesome. Wait, born. That's 76. She's still kicking. Nice.
All right, moving on.
Oh,
Who got
gonna
shot?
ask Little Abituck. Yeah, ask Little Abituck. What the fuck is up? Little Abituck. Boots, cats, boots, cats, boots, cats. Let it boots in your eye.
Badgers.
All right, what's on the docket? Hey, this is very good. This is just a video thing. You know what was a great set of music? Was that the Nirvana Unplugged?
94.
Like, just great. Yeah. Just The Man Who Sold the World, just one of the videos in my little thing. They're like, yeah, what a great set.
And I had no idea that was a Bowie cover.
No, I didn't. I knew right away, I gotta say, because when I listened to the whole album, I listened to it all the way through. And he even says that was a David Bowie cover.
Yep, but
Right?
it was really surprising to me when he said it, because I had heard some Bowie by that time.
Yeah, and I mean, my dad was a big Bowie guy, and he liked Ziggy Stardust and shit, but I don't remember ever hearing The Man Who Sold the World.
Yeah, me neither.
So, no.
Oh, well.
All right, what are the headlines?
Okay, so there's another dumb white guy. Surprise. Aside from the two that all y'all are listening to right now.
I see what you did there.
The dumb guy in question is in Kelowna. And he says, "You're not a Canadian." So racist tirade caught on video outside Kelowna vaccine clinic. Okay, outside vaccine clinic. So most of you who are paying attention in this day and age already know where this is going. So then we have to, first off, we have to have this discussion. What is the definition of a Canadian? And this is so stupid because, and here's the stupid white guy in question. And the guy he's talking to is an immigrant who has been in Canada, in Kelowna specifically, for 4 years. He's a security guard at a vaccine clinic. Okay, so the original complaint were that protesters were impeding access to the clinic. Valid, perhaps valid. We'd have to see pictures because, you know, people can take things out of proportion in this day and age. Police say a video emerged of a protester yelling what appeared to be racially motivated comments. Now, if racially motivated comments include "go back to your country," yeah, I would agree. The accused has been identified by police. Yeah. Like, why in the world in this day and age would a person say something that stupid in public? There is no sense made at this point. And I shake my head like a bobblehead because my brain can't comprehend the stupidity that I am seeing. Security guard is Anmol Singh, a 23-year-old South Asian immigrant who has lived in Kelowna for 4 years. And there is a video, and I'd like to play the video because Anmol, he plays it cool. He doesn't rise pardon me, sink to the level of stupidity that this moronic white idiot does. And I know I'm saying white. This is not white guilt or anything. I'm saying this guy's an idiot.
He's a fucking idiot. Yeah.
He is an idiot. He hasn't experienced much racism in Canada, but this incident was traumatic. Hasn't experienced much, so he has experienced some. Come on, Kelowna, you can do better. He only started the job 2 months ago, so totally new thing to me. Again, I think I said this last week. A lot of security guards during the pandemic, they took so much shit from people, and it's not fair. They're just doing their job, and then we get into, oh, you're just doing your job. Show me your papers. This is not Germany in the 1940s. If you seriously think it is, then you've gone off the reality rails at this point.
And before you start this actually ties in really good. So on the way to Lethbridge today, my wife does what every fucking wife seems to do and goes, while I'm driving, coming up to a stop sign, goes, oh my God. And of course, my heart fucking jumps because I'm like, ah, right? Like, what? And she said, oh, Zenny finally is a Canadian citizen. Like, they have some Filipinos working at the Heritage. So after I scream at her for fucking doing that, because I thought we were going to get hit, which, by the way, we almost did get hit coming home. Ooh. I was in the slow lane and this woman tried to come over and almost, like, I stopped, blew my horn, went the other side of her. And of course, when I drove beside her to look at her, she wouldn't even, it was a fight. And I should have just sat there, but anyways. Yeah. My point is, when it comes to immigrant workers, it's hilarious. We all, especially anyone from Mackenzie, knows a certain someone that's always had a problem with employment. And just a scab on society. Yeah. But yet these two people, like the two people that work at the Heritage, Zenny and Jess, are some of the hardest fucking workers I've ever seen. They never say no to a shift. If they need a day off, like, they always tell my wife, like, 3-4 weeks in advance. And, like, they'll be like, but, I mean, if you can't get it, I'll cancel my appointment. And Kim's was like, of course, you give me tons of notice. Of course it's not an issue, right? But it's these people that come here to work. And, like, this, and I just found out this woman has 2 children still in the Philippines, an 18-year-old and an 11-year-old, that have not been with their mother since 2011 because she's been here working to make a better life for her family.
Yeah.
You know, and it's amazing that the shit these people go through. And it's even happened at the hotel. They've had people be very ignorant to the Filipinos there. And it's like fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so anyways.
Singh said he wants to be a Canadian police officer, and that is why he became a security guard in the Okanagan. Right on. That's a good place to start. I've seen many Canadian police officers from many different backgrounds and cultures. Yep. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's not as though Canadian immigration simply pulls back the gate and says, everyone, come on in. No, there's a process. It's a lengthy process. Yeah. It's not a floodgate. They're very targeted in who they let in.
So I don't want to say any comments because I have to go off feed off what Redneck had said, but I want to see the video. I want to hear what he says.
Okay. All right, so the Kelowna mayor says he's all for the right to peacefully protest, but actions like this are deplorable because they could fall under the willful promotion of hatred under Section 319 of the Criminal Code. And it is kind of hard to watch. To me, it's more cringeworthy than anything. Hopefully, and I have hope for the future because I think in the next 10 to 20 years, this kind of attitude is going to die off. I really, really hope so, because there's no place for that kind of thought in this day and age. It shouldn't have happened in any day and age, but for it to happen now in 2021, it's cringe. Sorry, I stopped because I'm catching up with the comments. I couldn't see any when I'm sharing screens.
Oh, sorry.
Logging screen, Cornfast. Nice. Yeah, especially when alcohol. I can do what I want. You can't take away my freedom. Oh, fuck off. So the rules don't apply to you. Fine. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Redneck did security. I remember visiting him at his security job at one point in time. Pretty lax at that very moment, but yeah, it can be a stressful job. Yeah, especially being Sikh. Like in Mackenzie, for as much trash as I playfully like to talk about Mackenzie, they have a decent sized Sikh population. And I took way more shit from white people than I did from Sikhs. I got almost no trash talking from Sikhs. The Sikhs that I know, the people I know, Jasdeep, Randeep, Ravi, Deepu. There are a few other that don't come to mind immediately, but they're great people.
Stephen Verk, Deepu, Paul Gill, Jagjit, Paul Samra. Those guys are older. Rajan Sharma, Uma Sharma.
Yes.
I mean, great people. Like, and they were, you know, and the only time anything was funny was when I was always, I'm older now, I think, well, the older Sikh gentleman would sit in the middle of the mall. And they just sit and stare at you. And one day Cody Ross did a dance for him because they just kind of, you know, like, yeah, I never ever, you know, Bikram Rai.
Yeah.
You know, Pam Kayla, Sony Kayla, you know, like, yeah, I remember like the guys a few years older than us, there was some issues between the Royd boys and the Sikhs.
Well, okay.
Yeah, and then I will say one of the most amazing spectacles I watched as a kid. I think I was in grade 8, and Luke Pywall and Sadie Dollywall got in a fight, and the whole school was there. And I remember I ended up at the front. I remember who was beside me. I remember looking across, and like James Harding was there, rest in peace. And like Paul and Robbie Gill and Samra, and Sadie was ready to go. Sadie's like this, and fucking Luke took his hat off, his glasses off, and fucking skadoosh, flatlined him, one shot.
Wow.
Down. And I remember they picked him up, and they're like, come on. Like, he was out. Like, he was and Sadie put his hands back up, and Luke just fucking wham again and dropped him. And I remember Mr. Fraser driving his truck into the pile to get to separate, because nobody would separate for the teachers to get in.
Yeah.
I remember, like, 'cause I was grade 8, every fucking kid was there. It was unreal.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you want to watch a video?
Yes, I do.
All right. So this is mid-confrontation. Unfortunately, with all confrontation, well, almost all, the video never captures from the very beginning. And if you can't hear it, I'm going to punch my computer.
Property, I'm having a conversation with somebody.
Can hear it.
My face. She's not
You can?
Shut up. Go back to your country.
Wow.
You're not a Canadian. You're not a Canadian.
You don't have to worry about that, man.
You are not a Canadian. You are disgusting.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, you're not a Canadian. That's somehow an argument. Like, the guy is employed by the vaccine clinic. He is asking the moron in question in the blue shirt to leave. And his brilliant, well thought out, rational counter argument is, you're not a Canadian, you're disgusting. I've said this before. Who was Britney Spears' boyfriend way back in the day?
Kevin Federline?
No.
Justin Timberlake?
So Justin Timberlake once said, "Where is the love?" I ask, where is the logic? There is no logic in his argument at this point.
Yeah.
And we continue.
You're on a permit, man. I am not here like for no.
Go back to your country.
I'm not going back, man. Do whatever you
Go
want.
back to your
Do
country.
whatever you want.
You're not a Canadian.
You don't have to worry about
Beat
that.
it. You're disgusting. You don't know Canadian laws.
I know everything, man. I read everything.
You know everything.
You don't know.
Then get out of my face. You don't know anything.
Get out of my face, he says, as he's at least 4 feet away. I love this get out of my face stuff when there's distance between people.
Yeah.
He doesn't look indigenous. Exactly. Yeah. He is an idiot. Like I have no rational points at this point because his lack of intellect has dragged down my intellect to his level. So I'm just basically rambling at this point like he is. And we continue.
Man, just stay away. Stay away, okay? Stay away. You're not my boss. You're not my boss. You're not my boss.
No, I'm not your boss.
You're
man. I'm not
disgusting. You're not a
bossing,
Canadian.
man.
Go
I'm
back
not
to
bossing.
India. Go back to India. We
I'm
don't
not
want
going. I'm not
you.
going.
We
I'm
don't
not-
want you here.
It's my
You don't know
thing.
Canadian law. You don't know
You
Canadian
don't have to worry
rights.
about that, man. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I do.
So I want to say I do want him here because these spoiled white privileged assholes that think they're too good for those jobs won't do that job. Who don't think they pay enough money. I appreciate the job that he's doing. And I want him here.
Yeah, and Anmol, the security guard, he, like I said, he dealt with this guy with class.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely did. He most definitely did.
And the idiot in the blue t-shirt, he said, "We don't want you here." Who's we, dipshit?
Yeah, you're
I'm
not
a
speaking for
Canadian.
me.
Yeah, exactly. I was born here. That makes me a Canadian. I want him here. What's the problem?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Jennifer is cheerleading for you. Fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, like, and guess what? And I'll be the first to say it. My kid is one of those kids. I know he ain't gonna do that shit. You know, like, fuck.
I don't understand this mentality. I think, if I remember correctly, Anmol, the security guard, asked the idiot to leave, and that's how all this started. So, in response to being asked to leave, he says, "You're not a Canadian. You don't know Canadian law." Well, as Anmol said, he had to do a lot of reading in order to immigrate here. So, yes, he has done reading. He knows Canadian law.
Mhm.
Again, they're not... Canadian immigration's not going to say, "Come on in."
Yeah, and again, that's the ignorant statement that, well, no, he has to because they just didn't get to walk in here.
Exactly. Even
Right?
though conservatives will say, "Well, the liberals just let anyone in here." These are some of the same people who say the vaccine and infection numbers are fake. Well, how do you fake them? You can't make this stuff up. The numbers have to come from somewhere. There's a paper trail. People exist who have to record these numbers.
Yep. 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 I don't know what there's. I don't even know what to say to that. I really don't.
If at all possible, be on the lookout for idiots like this and just use your freedom of speech and expression to shut those morons down.
So I actually got into a fight one time in Walmart. This was was I trucking at the time? It doesn't matter. But so we're waiting in line, and there was I think he was Russian or Czechoslovakian, or he was something like that. And at the time, this how many years ago it was, when the Canadian and American dollar was like par. So this was 10 years ago. Anyways, so she was giving him Canadian change because it was equal. And he is cutting a promo on this little girl. Like, she must be, like, she's a young, like, maybe 18, 19 years old. And he is cutting a fucking promo on her. And I remember Colin was with me because he was really small. And I finally, I listened for about 5-10 seconds. I went, "Hey." I was like, "You don't talk to people like that here." And he looked at me. I said, "I don't care what you do fucking down south, but this is Canada. We don't talk to fucking people like that." And he looked
As
at
you're
me.
talking to him like that.
Well, and he said something to me, and I'm like, "No, you just take your money and go. If you want to treat people that way, go south."
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, guys. Like, don't talk. And then when we got, and I remember saying to Cohen, like, when you see things like this, you need to stand up for people. There was no need for this guy to go off on this young girl. Go talk to a manager. You know, like, yelling at this young cashier. And I remember he was outside and he started walking towards me.
Oh.
And he wasn't a big guy, but I just said, "Okay, I said, just stay out of the way. And I handed Colin my bag. I turned and I bowed up and he kind of put the brakes on. And I was like, if you want to come over here, we can discuss this.
Yeah.
And he jumped in his rig and I watched him leave, right? But yeah, like there's just no need for it at all.
When he was walking toward you, did he have invisible lat syndrome?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. I got to find this video. I got to find this guy. He was doing and he's not a big guy. And he was walking through the fair like this. He's wearing like a wife beater. And
Yeah.
the way he's walking, it's just like, oh, Jesus Christ. And I'll see if I put invisible lats. Let's see if it actually shows up.
There's an old saying, and this goes back to the George W. Bush administration after 9/11. If you see something, say something. Well, I'm
Oh, there he is.
appropriating
I
that
found
for
it.
this. Yeah.
I got it. Hold on. Hey, this was on my birthday in 2018. You know, I don't. Okay. I hope we don't get dinged for this. I'll pause it. So, share. Share screen.
Maybe cut audio if you can.
Okay, there. Okay, then we don't really need audio, but
Yeah.
Okay, this is awesome. This is fucking great. All right, full screen it. This is so awesome. Watch this guy walking.
Do 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 do.
Like, look at him.
He's got to be trolling, bro. There's no way.
I don't know. He's got a fanny pack on and everything. I don't think he's trolling.
I can't tell.
He's totally not trolling. There's no way. That's so on purpose.
Oh my
That's
god.
ridiculous. Like, look at him.
This is awesome.
Excuse me while I pull my arms in.
Look, I at one point in time, I consider.
Oh shit! I removed out. Shit, wrong guy. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I want to. Wrong sides. There we go.
It probably got cut out, but I was saying,
At one time.
yeah, one time I was fit, and I would not walk like that even as a joke. Does he
Dude,
even?
yeah, you were
lifts.
pretty swole back in the day, dude. And I
Yeah.
never saw you walk like that. Like you never walked like that. And you were pretty, especially, I mean, you were bigger in Van, but when you left, when we did our intimate picture taking there, you were pretty fucking jacked, dude. There's a video of Robert Frank doing imaginary lats. Do you ever watch Robert Frank?
No idea who that is.
You got to look Robert Frank up. He's fucking hilarious. Yeah, he's a pretty big dude, but yeah. Invisible lats. That's fucking great. Oh, fuck. Invisible gains. Invisible lats. Yeah, that is great. I think that guy's legit. He's totally, yeah, fuck. Yeah, I think it's legit.
I think I've seen a person or two walking around like that in the 20 years that I've been here.
I figured you would see it even more, to be honest with you.
Well, there are some pretty big and beefy people here.
Do you guys have like a Muscle Beach down there?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't think I've been to Wreck Beach ever, as a matter of fact. So
Okay.
that would probably be the one place.
What do we got here? Okay, then what else do we have?
I was talking last week about keto.
Yes.
And heart palpitation. So I would wake up in the middle of the night, my heart would be pounding, it'd be beating fast. I'd have no idea why. I didn't drink alcohol or coffee anywhere close to bed, cut off my water intake 2 hours before bed, cut off my food intake 3+ hours before bed, still woke up like that. And that went on for a few days. So I thought to myself, well, I'm going to have either a heart attack or a stroke. Turns out, I know a guy in the healthcare industry, and he identified the problem right away. He said magnesium, and I'm pretty familiar with magnesium, being one of the electrolytes that you have to watch when you're on keto, because when you're on keto, things like sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium get flushed out of your body because you're drinking water. Your kidneys can't hold it in, so out it goes. So you have to increase those amounts. Like sodium, I think the RDA is 2,300 milligrams a day. You have to up that to between 3,000 and 4,000 milligrams a day, depending on your activity level. Same with potassium. A ratio of sodium to potassium is at least 1 to 2, if not 1 to 3. So you got to go 4,000 to 5,000 milligrams of potassium a day. Calcium, you probably have to go slightly higher than 1,200 milligrams a day, which is the RDA. Magnesium is about 420 milligrams a day for adult males in Canada between the ages of 19 and 70. And I'm very wary about approaching that benchmark because with magnesium, it doesn't get toxic, but if you take too much, you can get diarrhea from it. And a few years ago, for whatever reason, I took way too much magnesium for a time. And it was at that time that when I was in the shower, I'd be pulling out these little patches of hair. I don't know if that will, maybe it's a tenuous connection, but that's in my mind how it started. Maybe it was genetics, maybe it was stress. I have no idea. But magnesium. So I would have almonds and pumpkin seeds, which have a lot of magnesium. So I'd get about 97, 98%. But the guy says, you got to bump it up. So I did. And this was Tuesday. So Tuesday night, in addition to my 97% from food, I had 250 milligrams in supplement form. Finally slept through the night. Finally. It did it again last night, but this time I went 750. Probably a bit too much. I'll probably stick with 500. But even though I did my research on keto before starting keto, I still didn't take into account that you have to go a little bit above the RDA. So lesson learned, as they say on the internet, do your research.
I poop too much.
I like turtles.
I just eat food and do some leg exercises. I'm back to 8 hours on Monday.
Finally full time again.
Well, still
Kinda?
light duty. I still have physio. I still I'm not coming off light duty or anything until I know if the bone's healed all the way.
Gotcha.
Because still at like a little piece, but it feels really good. So I'm hoping that yeah. Cause I need to go back to work. Because I'm having some issues right now. So on Canada Day I worked. And right now I got 6 hours from the town and then 2 hours from WCB. So I asked ahead of time, hey, can I work overtime? Is this going to affect my WCB? No. So we get our payment and I'm missing the overtime.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I'm fighting now with WCB. Say, no, like this is above, you still owe me my 8 hours. This is above that. This is overtime. So yeah.
Don't you have the option to bank overtime?
Yeah, but I want it. I wanted it right now, right? Because when I was off, like things, money gets a little blah, blah, blah. So I wanted it. Usually I do bank a little of it. It's always nice to bank some because then I can bank it and instead of using my holidays, I can just take the time off kind of thing. So
Yeah.
but, tis what it is. So, what else? Ooh, yeah. Let's do the circle thing, the okay thing.
Yeah, no, let's not, and never say that we ever did it in the first place. Because, nope, I don't want to be retroactively canceled.
Good call. Yeah, good call, right?
Yeah. You should share that story, or at least that headline, because some people don't know.
Uh-huh. Maybe I should. Because, with the way cancel culture is now, you never know. Retroactive. I was telling Alex before the show started, I got flagged for a picture from 2017. What? Like, holy shit.
And this is another reason why I post next to nothing on Facebook. It's because at some point in time, it's going to be called into question in the next few years. And is it offensive? Is somebody going to report it? am I going to get taken down for it or what? And especially now that it's come out in the past few months about those surveys that used to go around on Facebook and in emails. What's your favorite color? Your favorite pet? What was the name of your street? That was all information aggregated for guessing passwords. And I still don't share stuff like that, even though it's variations of it now. I share nothing like that. I don't respond to it. It's not that I dislike it, but I'm not taking any chances at this point. And if people want to share it, that's fine. I'm not going to get involved in it though.
Okay, I can't figure out a way to share this right now, so I'm just going to say this. Everybody, just go look up Family Sues Universal Orlando after actor made White Power. Oh, you already got it.
Yep.
Did I share that? All right. I don't have no problem talking about it.
Yeah.
I really don't, because I didn't know this was a white power gesture. If anybody else that's in the chat right now knew this was, please tell me. I was telling Alex before the show, me and another guy at work still do it. But when we did it, it was like you punched a person if they looked at you doing it. You're like, oh shit, if it was below your waist.
Yeah.
Right? So if you scroll down a little bit, it's actually blurred out. But it actually, it's yeah. So I don't know if someone was just messing around like with a buddy, go, hey, look what I did. Right? But the okay thing, if everyone knows what I'm talking about, when you put your finger and your thumb and your pointer finger together below your hip, that's apparently a white power gesture. But that's just it. Chadney's right. It was a hoax made by who, Alex?
4chan.
As a trolling device, and it worked.
It went
It's
real.
unbelievable. It is unbelievable. It's just, again, I had no idea about this. But the thing is, that gets me about this whole thing is this picture happened back in 2019. And they're suing them now. Now, I realize that the wheels of justice could turn slow. But it's like, yeah, this happened 2 years ago, and now you're suddenly offended?
It's America, land of the litigious.
No shit, son. No shit. So, yeah.
And apparently the actor who did it, he was fired at some point in time, but he's still,
Yep.
But Universal Orlando is being sued because the family suing knows that Universal Orlando, number one, has money, and number two, will most likely settle out of court.
Settle out of court to make it go away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the way it works now, right?
Yeah. And
That's the way it works.
4chan is a double-edged sword because there are a lot of good and decent and sometimes great things that came out of 4chan, but stuff like this, it just went sideways. Like Anonymous was born out of 4chan. A lot of memes on, yeah, a lot of people there were some people on 4chan who started Anonymous.
Wow.
What the hell happened to Anonymous, I wonder?
I wonder if they figured out who it was.
That's a good possibility, but then again, those anonymous people are pretty crafty. They can hide their ISPs day after day after day.
Yeah, I guess.
But yet we can't do the OK jet. Well, you and I, we can't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
when's it going to get to the point where this and I don't know what other hand gestures you can do? Yeah. When is that going to be appropriated by white nationalists or other hateful groups? And then the big old YouTube retroactivity starts where everything back from that gets flagged and taken down. Probably even this right here.
Yeah.
That's 5 years from now. That's probably exactly what's going to happen. And
Yeah,
it's sad. Where do we go from there?
The thing is I think a lot of this starts about this, like these little things, but it always balloons bigger, is because it's like the old thing, like back when we were kids, it was like Simpsons and South Park. Like South Park, we're a little older for, but you can't watch this stuff, but you would sneak your friends and watch it. Right? Like, but it's like those mothers who it's just like, well, Kyle's mom in the South Park movie. She just, I don't like this, and I want to make sure. Actually, Simpsons just did this with making fun of UFC. Well, I'm not making fun of UFC, but Marge was saying, I don't like it, so I need to fucking do my best to make sure that people do enjoy it, don't get to watch it because I don't think they should be watching it. And that is how society is, and it's out of fucking control now.
Yeah.
But I think what needs to happen more, I think more shows and more people need to go the way of South Park and just be like, and Family Guy, and be like, fuck you. We don't care what you think.
Fuck you. We won't do it. You tell
Yeah.
us.
Has one of the greatest songs ever said. Like,
Yes.
you know, like, and that's just it. Like, you don't think for 1 second that South Park hasn't taken a shit ton of, like, right in the beginning. Well, not so much especially in the last 10 years. And they're just like, we don't care. Fuck you. How about that? And they and then the cancel culture basically finally went, okay, they really don't care. So where are we going to focus our hate on? That's what's happened. They just went, this is exhausting because they really don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's like the American Air Force firing at the giant alien ship in Independence Day and the force field just bouncing everything off. You can't take down South Park.
No, not at all.
And what's the parent company that owns South Park? Is that Comedy Central?
I believe so. That's who did own South Park. But you know the way everybody's come together now, right?
Yeah. Well, people have been getting offended since 2020 and 2019 and 18 and 17 and 16.
I remember, and I even had before. I know in one of the old shows that we had, we talked about there was a woman who got offended about an Al Snow doll back in 2001 because it had a mannequin head in its the package. I think this might have been before me and you were together on the show. It might have been me and Brode. And she's like, well, Viacom. Okay, thanks, Redneck. And she was like, well, it's a woman's head. And the argument was, no one ever said it was a woman. It's a mannequin doll. But she got enough people worked up that they pulled the doll from the action figure from the shelves.
They bowed to pressure, yeah.
They bowed to pressure. And that's what that's what I don't understand. It's always that smaller sector that's just so loud, you know, and Bubba the Love Sponge said it back in 2007. It's the pussification of the world. And that's what it is.
George Carlin said that too.
Oh, did he? Okay, I didn't know George just said it too, so.
Yeah, he talked about the pussification of the American male. Okay, so that was in reference to something slightly different, but still that word he used, yeah.
Yeah, so same shit, yeah. But that's, you know, but I mean, all comedians, and it's very, very true. It's male feminist, is that what they call it? Is that what, like, you know, where's Alex, or where's bro to get your shot ready? Like Rogan talks about when the white chicks watching the front door to the White House. And he's talking about the guys, like, how did she end up there? Oh, yeah, because there was a bunch of guys there trying to fuck her. You remember that? He's like, oh, yeah, you could totally watch the front door. Yeah, and I'm also vegan. You know, like, have you not watched that special? Straight. What's it called? The one on Chadney. What's the Rogan special with the fucking Obama bit about the White House?
I saw that bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, that whole thing is great. The whole when he talked, no, that was Rocky Mountain High. I think he talks about Duck Dynasty.
Yeah.
Fuck. But yeah, they can't give up. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there you go. But you can't give a fuck. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Triggered. That's what it was. Yeah. If you don't like what you're watching, don't watch it. But they're kids. Kids are going to figure this shit out.
And yeah, they don't want to have the conversation with the kid about why the joke was that, and then they have to explain it, you know. They'd rather block it out.
But I think that's why you always hear about, like, preachers' daughters are always the wild ones and stuff, right? Because their dad was trying to hold them back. I mean, we've all seen Footloose. She was a rebel, you know. But I think if you let your kids, you know, be not fully crazy, but you let them, you know, live a little, and it's like, okay, well, they realize Chris D'Elia talks about that. And you want to see a funny special, watch his it's on Netflix. Can't remember what it's called. It was fucking hilarious. He talks about, he's like, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. It's like, because my parents never had the discussion with me. All they said was like, make good decisions. So it's like, oh, well, you just don't tell me I shouldn't do this so I can go do it. But their parents just say, make good decisions. And I try that with Cohen. I'm like, I want you to make good decisions, dude. You know, I can't shelter you from this. If you're going to do it, you're going to find a way to do it.
Especially if he wants to. There's nothing worse than someone who's driven.
Yeah. No
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
You know, and he's a broadbent. And any of my friends that have ever had to deal with me when I get the idea in my head for something, like, this needs to happen. I don't care, like, who I piss off or what happens for me to get to my goal. We're going to get to that goal, and I'm going to be the most annoying prick in the world until that goal is met. And he's the same way. It drives, like, he's the same. So when we both get together and start doing that, holy fuck. But, you know, like.
Or when you butt heads, unstoppable force, immovable object.
Yeah.
What happens? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's exactly it. But it is funny though too. Like, I think we talk about this. Like, I know, like, marijuana is way more acceptable now than it was. But, like, I mean, Ryan, I think, just recently started really getting into marijuana. I don't smoke dope, and we come from fucking two households where there was a lot of dope smoked. You know, I just found it was funny that it's just the way it's went. I guess marijuana is way more acceptable now, which it should have been the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
You know, so. But yeah, I think it's one of those things just out and it's in front of your face, and, you know, it's just, you know, I remember guys coming to Dad's house to get stuff, and it's like, holy shit, you really? You know, like, wow, right?
It's something to do, again, and I've mentioned this before, this puritanical thinking that we have here in North America, especially in the United States, where they want to cancel stuff or remove stuff so that no one can see it, because if they do, it will infect the culture and it will destroy your children, and they'll become drug addicts and rapists and murderers, and they'll destroy society, and they'll perform home invasions on your grandma, like all the slippery slope bullshit.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it is, right? But that's the way it used to be, though. You know, it's gotten better, but
yeah, slightly better.
Slightly. But it's still those people who think it's the devil fucking grass, and if you smoke, you devil's lettuce, and if you smoke it, you're gonna be this, and you know, it's just like,
Man, did you ever see Reefer Madness?
I've heard of it. I never saw it.
Oh God, it's hilarious. It's hilarious because it's stupid, because no one who's on weed is going to do what they did. Like, they become paranoid, crazy people. And this was from the 1930s, this film.
I think I might have seen some of it. 1936 film.
Oh God, it's hilarious. Smoke something and watch it. Or take some oil and sit down and have a good time at how stupid it is.
Yeah. Wow. Reefer Madness.
And then good old Ross Rebliati got his medal taken away because he was at a party and I guess he inhaled some weed somehow.
So I think this was on the old show. We pretty much have the same viewers, but I know there's some new ones. That is one of my favorite Saturday Night Live bits ever. Was Ross Rebliati, but it was Jim Brewer was Ross Rebliati.
Of course.
And they're doing like an interview with him, right? Yeah, and he's like, and the interviewer was like, so what were you thinking here? And it's like showing Ross's run. And he's like, I was thinking, man, I could use some Doritos. And he's like, yeah. And then I hit this, and then they show him do a sick move. Like, what were you thinking there? He was like, I was thinking, might as well be walking on the sun. And then the knock on the door, and it comes a Team Jamaica guy. It's like, Ross, I got you. She's like, I got in trouble because of you. It was fucking awesome. But that's like this young lady that can't be in the Olympics now because she smoked weed. And like all the shit Ryan Phelps took. Really? This guy is the most decorated medalist in fucking Olympic history. And we should be applauding him because when I used to smoke dope regularly, I just wanted to sleep. This guy's winning gold motherfucking medals.
And he's eating 12,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
Man, you know how much weed you have to smoke to eat 12,000 calories?
Like, are you guys like they should be getting double gold? You did this, well, not snowboarding, but you did this fucking. Yeah, I saw the picture of. Did you see the picture of him with Snoop Dogg? He's in full Steve Urkel gear.
Nice.
With Snoop Dogg hawking this stuff. Would you two stop fighting? You need some weed.
Thanks for the likes, Jason and Beverly.
Hey!
Is it because we talked about weed, man?
No, it's because downtown Bruno's an asshole. Can you hear them?
Yeah.
Nitschkers! Stop it! Oh, hi.
You ought to get some weed-infused catnip or something, or dog food.
That
Calm
kid
him down.
cannot be on frickin' catnip. That'd be
Catnip,
ridiculous.
Yeah.
That would be ridiculous.
Someone else, and I swear it was on Twitter, someone else made the point that the same people who thought weed, how did they word it? Weed was a drug that makes people lazy and stupid are the same people who are now saying that weed is a performance enhancing drug.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And again, people like Joe Rogan smoked weed constantly, productive as fuck.
But he also said too, he's like, I don't recommend doing it young. Like he started later, more like he even said, wait till you're older, wait till your brain's developed.
Yep.
And I agree with that. Like wait till your brain's, but it's like with alcohol too. Alcohol's no fucking different. And I like to drink. I love me fucking white rum and ginger. Like, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Diet ginger. I love it. But I'd rather have a drink than smoke a joint. That's just me. My father's the opposite way around. But yeah, it's just, it's been so it's been normalized for me my whole life. Because my dad did it. So it was like, all right, who cares?
Yeah,
I never thought it was a big deal.
It was normalized, but it's not like at the age of 6, you were going into a stash and smoking up as much as you could. And that's what some conservatives would jump to the conclusion of.
I never touched my dad's stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
And honestly, not till I got a little older. But I mean, really, it was like I was old enough to know better, but I'd still take take a little bud. But yeah, at 6, I was never touched even. It was so overblown. But those are the assholes.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, one of the jobs I had, I won't say which one, before I started the town, they would be like, "Oh, that weed is ridiculous," but sit at the shop and pound back a flat or a case of beer and drive home. But smoking a joint was not good. But you could sit and drink beer all the time. You could pound beer back all the time. That's fine. Alcohol was fine. But you don't smoke dope.
Total hypocrisy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a variation on that old saying, the only moral abortion is my abortion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who, and again, like, I'm not, crack, cocaine. Yeah, that shit's terrible.
Yeah.
But the guy that's fucking smoking a joint in his house by himself or with like just his friends, instead of drinking beers, they're smoking some doobs. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, who cares? Like, just ow. It's fucking ridiculous.
Then people complain about the nanny state, about the government prying into our privacy, but then some of those same people, conservatives sometimes in America, will say you shouldn't be, I think it was in Georgia, sodomy is outlawed, like outright, even if you do it in your own home. So we're going to put cameras in. I'm jumping to conclusions here. We're going to put cameras in your home so we know that you're not doing the sodomy. Well, what about the nanny state? Now you've become the nanny state.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm not. That's just it. Like, what, do you want to be at the point where Britain, where there's cameras on every fucking corner and you can't fucking do it? You can't, like, do anything? Like, and that's just, like, I commend people that I know that I play baseball with who will smoke a joint and they can still play baseball. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
It's beer league softball, but still, it's fucking amazing. Like, yeah, fuck.
Jen has become our Jim Brewer.
Yeah.
Want some Doritos, man.
What kind of Doritos, though?
Oh, I'm not starting that debate.
That one again?
Nope. Don't care. Doritos are Doritos.
Are you sure?
No. Haven't had Doritos
so
in
this
years.
is something that just really scared this, like, not scare me, but just like one of those, like, epiphany moments where you're like, you realize what you're putting into your body and you're like, okay, I'm not going to eat those again. Or, like, it's been a long time since I've had them, and I had some, and then it was like, wow. So I went and got myself some hickory sticks. I haven't had hickory sticks in forever, a very, very long time. And so I was eating them. And at the light, I'm just like shoving them in my mouth, right? And a couple fell out onto the floor into the vehicle. I got rubber mats, on the ground. So I came back out a couple hours later, and the grease stain that those 2 hickory sticks left on that rubber, I was just like, oh, I'm not going to eat those anymore. I was flabbergasted by the amount of grease that was on those. There's 2 little hickory sticks left on the mat in the vehicle. I was just like, eh. Yeah, it was like, that's disgusting. That's gross.
I saw a video years ago about the dangers of sugar. It's a 40-minute video by, I think his name is Dr. Robert Lustig. And he goes into detail about the harmful health effects of sugar. Hey, Frank. There you are.
Frankie.
Hey, yo, Frankie.
Hey, yo, Frankie.
What, Frank, are you done on your stream now? Or what? Come on our stream. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, jump on.
So I watched that video at least a few times. Whole thing, he goes into the science about it. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm never going to eat sugar again. It's going to fuck me up. 2 months later, I'm chomping down on Oreos because I love Oreos.
They're good.
I can't get enough of them. Or that Save on Foods, the bulk section. I can't remember the name of the chocolate. Maybe it's not Mr. Big. I think it's O. Henry Bites. Just fill in a bag with those because I can't get over it. I'm sorry, Dr. Lustig. I'm sorry. But I couldn't help myself. And I'm eating them at night. So, of course, the sugar goes through the bloodstream and I can't sleep and I get terrible sleep. Yeah.
Yep. And that's something, too, I was trying to explain to the kid because every teenager loves energy drinks. Oof. And I was telling him, like, fuck, man, like, if I know they're bad, but I mean, the sugar-free ones aren't any much better, but if I'm going to go hard for the night, like we're going to jam and then I'm going out, I'll usually drink one before I jam. But usually that's it. I've tried to dial it back. But yeah, he's drinking them at night. And I'm like, dude, you're not going to sleep. Like, I'm talking like this was like I was drinking more of them like when I first got back to work. And I was not sleeping because of my leg, right? Mm-hmm. So at like mid-afternoon, I'd have to stay awake and like I can't move a lot, right? So it's not like I can get up and move around to keep myself awake. Mm-hmm. And I can't. I was even just sitting up in the couch. I fell asleep one time with my video game controller in my hand because I was just exhausted, right? Yeah. So, but yeah, you're completely right. I remember when I was younger, I could drink like a cup of coffee in the evening and be fine. I can't do that anymore.
No,
like absolutely not. Like, and you want to be the wild and crazy kids. Like, if we had went to Lethbridge tomorrow instead, me and Kim, well, I would have totally stopped and got a coffee on the way home because I don't got to be up in the morning kind of thing, right? Mm. But I actually did the adult thing. Oh, no, it's only Thursday. You got to be up in the morning, so better make sure not to have caffeine, right?
Yeah, so, I stick to having caffeine only in the morning.
AM, yep.
Yeah, in the AM. And because caffeine stays in your system for 12 hours, I think it dissipates to being a quarter of what it was from consumption to 12 hours. So if you have 200 milligrams at 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock at night, there's still 50 milligrams in your system. And that will somewhat disrupt your sleep. So to counter this, because
Masturbation.
that too,
Okay.
with coffee. No.
Fuck, I know what I'm doing tonight.
Chug. No.
Anyway, sorry. Back to the adult portion of the conversation.
So coffee in the morning, and I did buy decaf so I can have that in the afternoon, because for some reason, and I've said this before, I really like the bland taste of coffee, cold or warm, it doesn't matter. It's in my brain now. It's like smoking cigarettes. Even if you quit, you'll always want to have a cigarette at some point in time, and it's done that for me with coffee.
See, and I'm very fortunate when it comes to smoking cigarettes, if you want to call it fortunate. I can just stop smoking. Like if I bought a pack of cigarettes 3 weeks ago, and I think I smoked the last one Saturday, yeah. Like and the thing is I'm 40 years, and I know it's not good for you, but it's like, it's one of those, it's horrible, but it's one of those things, like, instead of being miserable and a lot of the times I won't even smoke a whole cigarette. It's just like a few pulls off it. I'm like, okay, it's all I needed. Right. And that's all I need. That's all I need. I remember, like, of course I could probably say it's busy, but Ron Ehrman, you remember Michael Ehrman?
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay, but his father was in the union when I was in the union, and he had quit smoking. And I was smoking Players Light at the time, and he would say, "Can I have that?" I'm like, "You can't smoke." He's like, and he'd take it and go like this. And he'd give me back my cigarette. That's all he needed, was just that little bit of a fix.
Wow.
And I will say, if you haven't smoked for a while, and like when you're about to have a drink and you have a dart, that first pull is just like, the head rush and everything, like you started smoking again, like you're 16 again, smoking for the first time.
Yeah.
Actually, it was 13, but still, who's counting? Yeah, and it's just like, I am definitely in flavor country. Without a doubt.
I started at 12. I finally quit. I think it was either 16 or 17. And I had to smoke one for a video we were doing, a scene we were doing from The Pledge. That's a movie from 2001 directed by Sean Penn, in college, and same year, 2001. And good Lord, it was disgusting. And we had to do like 5 or 6 takes. So I pretty much went through the entire cigarette. It was sick. I never wanted to touch another cigarette again, but I ended up having probably a drag or two years later, but still, I felt nauseous. I got a head rush almost immediately. I thought, never again, never want to touch this stuff ever again.
So, and did you hear now that for all you vapors out there, that they're now pulling the flavored vapes? Your flavored juices are gone. They're just restricting it to tobacco flavored, and I think mint for now. That's it.
Is there any reason for this?
Because we don't want children vaping, so we need to get rid of the flavors. It's exactly why you can't buy flavored cigars anymore. It's why you can't buy Colts or Prime Times anymore. Because they're flavored cigarettes. You can't even buy menthol cigarettes anymore.
Remember in the 80s when we were kids and we got candy cigarettes?
Sure do. Yeah, the gum, or even Popeye. They still sell the Popeye ones at some candy stores. Like, and it's amazing, right?
It's the protection from the possible infantilization theory. The government is the big daddy and we're all the children, and they have to protect us and tell us what is and what isn't.
But in all fairness, though, and I say, like, with vaping, it's bugged me, the people that vape. Because, like, the point of vaping was to quit smoking. Much like Kim did. My wife quit. She has not touched a cigarette in 5-6 years or something like that. And
she punches you every day because of it.
Yeah,
just to get her fixed.
Yeah. But she quit. That's what did. She started, I think, at like 18 milligrams, like, for the juice. And she went down like she was supposed to and quit smoking. She hasn't smoked in, it's been quite a while.
Awesome.
But yeah, so the whole point of the vape was to quit smoking and then to eventually quit the vape. Right? But then like my buddy, the drummer in the band, he switched to vape and he was fucking pounding back. Like it was actually costing him more money because because it was so readily available to vape.
Yeah.
Because now you think of it as, oh, I can do it in my house because it doesn't smell like cigarettes. It smells nice. He's like, I'm pulling on this thing more than I ever did fucking cigarettes, and it's costing me way more money now. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I actually tried it instead of smoking cigarettes when I drink, but I find that it makes my lungs feel like liquidy.
Ooh.
But yeah, I mean, my dad tried it too to quit smoking, and the same thing happened to him. And but no matter how you look at it, it's still, you're pulling shit into your body you should not be pulling into your body.
Yeah.
No matter how you look at it, anybody can try to justify it with however they want to fucking justify it, but they should not. It's just, you shouldn't be bringing that into your body.
Yeah, smoke should not be voluntarily in the lungs.
Aye, Captain Winky. They should not be. So, Reefer Madness. I don't have an hour and 8 minutes to dedicate to this shit.
Not yet, you don't, but you should find it.
All right. Release date 1936, 1938, and 1939.
Is it on the YouTubes?
It is on the YouTubes, but I imagine it'd be impossible to watch with all the ads that are going to be fucking on it.
AdBlock Plus. I'm telling you.
How much that cost you?
0.
AdBlock Plus. Well, maybe I need to look into it because yeah, it's AdBlock Plus. AdBlock Plus. Oh, I don't want images. I want all.
It looks like a stop sign with ABP in it. That's the one you want.
Get AdBlock Plus for Chrome. All right, I'll do that after we're done here.
Yeah, I got it for Firefox, for Chrome. I got it on my phone, even though I don't use my phone for browsing, just in case.
Yeah, because it's like it is unwatchable. It is unfucking watchable. Like it makes videos. Yeah, just terrible. So,
I don't think I have ever seen ads on YouTube. Yeah,
I got ad blocker.
Yeah, and I had ad blocker from almost the beginning. Like when I could first get an ad blocker, I did. So I don't know what all y'all's problem is. I've never seen any ads.
Well, I'm gonna have it now. But like I said, I tried watching a Royal Rumble and it was unwatchable. Within the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I swear they must have been at least 10 ads, at least, because it was just boom, 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 boom. It was ridiculous. And the only reason because I was on YouTube just watching stupid videos on the TV, because I have the app. I could watch it on my iPad and just hook it to my TV. But I was like, oh, I'll just watch it here. It's on the YouTube. But yeah, no, young Bucky. All right, we got any more shit or what?
There's nothing really that's happened in the past week aside from, I think there were some native leaders of tribes who were pleading with people to stop burning down churches. Why?
Yeah.
You've got the country behind you at this point in time. You're taking back the power. I think it's time for a few churches to go just to make a statement. And then we can talk about restitution and whatnot. But yeah.
Well, really, it's funny that they're just asking people to stop burning the churches. But when everybody was burning the neighborhoods down in the States, it was like, hey, they're trying to get their point across. I agree with, hey, and it's still quiet. Not that the residential school stuff is quiet, but the Catholic schools have said nothing on their end. That's what I meant. I mean, it's still in the news. People are still talking about it. They're still marching. But the Catholic churches are saying nothing because, like we said a few weeks ago, you can't say you know about it because then you're admitting
fault.
Guilt. Yeah.
Yeah. I think their PR machine at this point in time has finally gotten attuned to the culture of if you say anything, it's going to be used against you, just like the Miranda rights. Anything.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So, just, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We got any more shit or what?
Hmm.
There's nothing really that's happened in the past week aside from, I think there were some native leaders of tribes who were pleading with people to stop burning down churches. Why?
Yeah.
Unreal. But
Usually at the end of the show, we do music recommendations. If you want to recommend music, go ahead. I think I got a movie I want people to see.
okay, say your movie. I'll see what I got.
So I saw a movie today. It's called, and it's from 2017. It stars Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Carpenter. It's called Brawl in Cell Block 99. This is not a happy movie. No one has any fun in this movie. This is a very straight to the point movie. But I really liked it. The director, I can't remember his name, but he's very good. He did Bone Tomahawk. Then he did Brawl in Cell Block 99. And then the next year in 2018, he did Dragged Across Concrete, which I haven't seen yet. But this guy, he's a talented director. He should have done a lot more by now. But if I recommend you watch Bone Tomahawk, then Brawl in Cell Block 99, and then maybe I'll recommend Dragged Across Concrete, because that director is very good. And if you like Vince Vaughn in a serious role, this is something you want to see him do, because he's very good. He's very different. O'Grady Road in PG.
Where is O'Grady Road?
Yeah, fuck, rename it. Why not?
I mean, if that's the case, then that's the fuck case, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Actually, while we were sitting here, I installed that, and it says it's already working.
Yep. It shows you how many it's blocking on a page.
Does it really show you? I haven't I'm trying to page.
Up in the corner where the little logo is, the logo, and then it'll have a number right underneath it, part of it.
Let's see. Okay, I got D. I got a thing for our tube buddy. So let's see here. I'm gonna bring up. Let's see if it blocks it. I'm gonna have to fuck with the. No, it started right away. Interesting. That's pretty cool. Yeah, this used to have ads when it started. Like, it didn't even had an ad when I started.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
You can't front on that, as the Beastie Boys said.
Yeah. So
shit.
just what?
Sorry, one more thing. You're a fan of the Beastie Boys, I know that much. Are you a fan of any of the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies?
I have not watched them. I will I'll be completely honest.
All right. Yeah, they're okay. But the third one, well, the first and the third one have Beastie Boys Sabotage in it. But the third one, Star Trek Beyond from 2016, they have a great sequence where they use Sabotage. If you look on your YouTube machine, Star Trek Beyond Sabotage scene, they use it perfectly. I hope I didn't just do the okay symbol. I'm just saying it's perfect. We're getting canceled. It's happening.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the song I was gonna go with, just to kind of, I mean, it's one of those songs that lost. Maybe a few Canadian people remember it, but it's actually from Glass Tiger. This is the greatest hits from 1993. I believe it was a song from the 80s, though. And the name of the song is Diamond Sun. And it talks about how, here, I'll pause it quick and I'll just read the lyrics to you. It says, when they came to our land, we in our friendship gave them our hand, but it was never to be. Oh, you must bow down, they said, and fall to your knees. So he's talking about white man coming over here and, doing everything we fucking did.
Yeah.
So anyways, we got to end on a brighter note. Is there anything else we can?
See you, Jen. Thank you for stopping by. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Old Man Lissick loves the first two JJ. The first one was pretty good because it was something different. I like the second one out of the trilogy the most because Benedict Cumberbatch is in it. And he's great. He's great in pretty much everything he does.
Oh, that was a good show. Thanks, everybody that was here.
And thank you to Frank for liking the show. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming in on the backside there, Frankie.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a bug bite.
Hmm.
Hmm.
What positive note? Oh, okay. I got a positive note. Yes, we can end on this. All right. So I've discovered this recently that as you get older, especially in this day and age, there's just more and more noise, more and more hate. So you got to do what you can to find your happy, be it movies, music, people, pictures, what have you. Whatever you can do to find your happy, get it and hang on to it. And I found mine recently, and it's in the form of music. Now, with music, again, you listen to something so much it passes the stress test, you keep it. But the problem with that is that the song will lose its luster, the magic that it had when you first heard it, all the feelings it gave you when you first heard it. So I'm tempering myself with this song. And you know me, I'm a metalhead.
Mm-hmm.
I love the. So you'll be a little bit surprised by this, but I don't care who says what. Taylor Swift, Shake It Off. It's just a happy song.
Mm-hmm.
And I listen to it when I'm feeling kind of down, and it brings me right up, especially if I watch the music video. It's great. We need more happy songs like this. At one point in my life, and this is probably my early to mid 20s, I thought more people need to be mad. I was like an SJW before SJWs were around. More people need to be mad. We need to be awake. We need to do stuff. Yeah, even Penny agrees with me. That's awesome. But now, as human beings, we always go way, way, way too far to one end of the spectrum, and then it eventually comes back around. Just like in the United States, Democrat, Republican, for 8 years, it doesn't matter. Find your happy and hold on to it. So that's what I'm doing. I did that today, right before the show started, because I wanted to have a good show. I listened to it.
Yeah. I'm actually with that. There was a song. It's called "Be Okay," Ingrid Michaelson, and it's a happy song. It was on a commercial, a Ritz commercial. I'm like, every time I come, I'm like, I'm just gonna be okay, be okay. It's like, this is very happy. You can't be mad after listening to it.
Yeah.
Right. So we're in a pub, and so we're gonna listen to this as soon as we go off the air, and the Narwhals animated music video.
Yes.
I'm gonna show Alex this when we get off the air. Man, you can't not listen to the Narwhal song and be like, man, this world sucks. Because you're just like, I need a fucking narwhal. And if you're asking what song, just go type narwhal song into your YouTube browser and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So, okay, bye, Frank.
Thank you, Frank. We really appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Oh. All right, wrap her up.
Everyone who is here, you know who you are. We thank you for being here, for, really wasting your time, because you didn't learn anything from us intellectually, philosophically, morally, ethically, nothing. You got nothing out of this except just a bunch of blah, 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 blah for an hour and a half. But we thank you anyway, especially you, Ryan. And I'm going to end on this because I love movies, and I think we've all seen this movie. And when you see this, you should be repeating the line in your head in this person's voice. So thank you all very much. Take care. We'll see you next week.